I'm about to go in before I start thinking about it too
Go
much.
in. Go ham. Go in. Yeah. 1, 2, start that shit. Little 2020. Migos. Ad-libs.
Yeah. Chill.
Gang.
Chill. Get some, Saint. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 73 of the Average AF Podcast. I am your host, Cisco, and I am joined today by Mr. Sinbad. No, I'm Adam.
Yes.
And we have Mr. Ryan Baker with us, as always. And we are, even though I guess this is both of us, on the solo today. Because our producer
is dead.
I wanted to say it.
No, it's just joking.
I was debating it. I was like, should I say he got COVID? Should I say he got hit by a bus?
He's just under the weather.
Yeah, he's just not feeling good. But you will not be hearing the voice of God in the background like normal.
Very true. But you are going to have the pleasure of just watching these two awesome Sagittariuses. Happy belated.
Hey, thanks, man. Man. Appreciate you.
Since you're not cool enough to have yours on a day that we record,
Yeah,
like
you know.
some other Sagittarius people here.
Yeah, my birthday was Friday. It was super cool. I did nothing. I did actually make a new collab video. I don't even know what. Well, it wouldn't be a collab video.
What are those?
I called
It's
it
like
a
a
super
collage.
cut. Yeah, I called it a super cut. I don't know if that's technically what it is or not.
It's definitely got a name to it, but I have no idea what it is.
But I
either.
basically, if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's on our YouTube. It's basically our bonus episodes for 39-cent Thoughts. Basically, episode 1 through 5 or 1 through 4, something like that. And I basically cut it up and made it almost make a story.
It was great.
More or less. And it was super funny. We did the one with Kara that joined us in the bonus episode. So definitely check it out. It's probably one of the funniest things I've ever made.
Yes, I think I've watched it like 4 or 5 times now.
It's
and
only
still laugh. So
yeah, it's only like 3 minutes long. So definitely check it out on YouTube. It's hilarious.
definitely the best 3 minutes that you'll spend on YouTube in a while.
Yes. And if you want those episodes in full, patreon.com/AverageAF podcast.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so Justin's sick. I'm sure he's going to be with us next week. And he's actually picking up the rest of the beanies here in the next day or two. They are done. It's just kind of whenever he picks them up that we can get them out to you. The good thing.
How close would be close since I don't have my producer over there.
Right.
I can't see.
Yeah, we got
but
nobody
I hope you
behind
see
the
it.
camera. But speaking of, I am actually going to probably put up a close up of the beanie and stuff like that too.
Wait, and how are you going to do that, Adam?
I learned a new trick in our editing software. Yeah, I can only learn so much every week, man.
This is, by the way, let me just tell you guys, this Supercut Time Magazine learning this new trick is all because Adam took a week off of work.
Yes.
This is what happens.
Now, all of those things happened on Friday and Saturday. So I did nothing else productive throughout the week.
So on his birthday, he goes, you know what I'm going to give myself for a gift?
Yeah.
Learning new tricks on this software. That's dope, though, man.
I've been wanting to do this for a while, and basically...
Might as well hop into it when you got the time.
Yeah, I've figured out how to put, like, a little screen in the episode of, like, a picture or a video or something, and it'll probably be, like, right here in this area to where you guys can see it. It's really easy, and it's really simple. And honestly, I kind of already knew how to do it. I just hadn't, like, played with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is probably how you do it, but I don't know.
See, it's the little thing that counts.
Yeah, so...
now, if there are any, like, advanced YouTubers out there watching us and, like, chuckling in the background, don't be judging.
Right.
Don't be hating. We new to this.
Right.
We learning. He learning.
Yeah, we're coming up here in the next couple months. We'll finally pass... how we've had more video episodes than audio only episodes.
Nice.
So that'll be cool.
Our YouTube, man, shout out to our fans.
Yes.
First and foremost, man, YouTube's been blowing up with views. So thank you guys all very, very much. Continue to like, subscribe, tell friends, tell family members. Get our name out there.
Please.
We appreciate it. And, you know, some feedback that we've gotten has been great feedback. I love it. So continue to give it, man. It feeds us.
I think our last episode, like with YouTube was probably 90% of the views or whatever. But between YouTube and audio, we had over 250 plays in like the first 3 days of our last episode, which is crazy. I know that doesn't sound like a ton for like compared to other podcasts and stuff like that, but you know, something that me and Steve always said, and I'm sure we've said it too, we are literally starting from nothing. Yeah. Like, you know, we're not famous.
On Drake level. We started from the bottom for real.
Right. We're not famous. We don't have any connections. We don't have anything like that. So, like, you know, our first episode ever got, like, 4 views, like, back when me and Steve did it. And we were stoked.
Kept grinding.
Yeah, we were stoked to get up to, like, 30 views a week and stuff like that, or streams, because this was audio only back then. But yeah, we've slowly built up the show, added more equipment, added some lights, the camera, you know, all this kind of stuff.
The action.
Yeah, well, we're still trying to get there. But yeah, it's definitely been great. You know, kind of a slow process, but at the same time, like, we both work 40 hours a week, you sometimes more.
And second shift.
Yeah, and we have conflicting schedules. We have
children.
Yeah, we're both parents. Yeah, we got shit to do. So,
but we make the time. We get it.
Yeah, I'm really actually proud that, you know, we still haven't missed a week.
Right.
We still haven't missed a single week out of. It's really been like 70 weeks or something like that, and we've sprinkled a couple extra episodes in over time. But yeah, man, I'm really, really proud of the progress of the show, and
stoked. We
talked about it before we recorded, kind of more plans and stuff for the future of the podcast, and I don't really want to get into that quite yet.
No, but it's nice. It's nice to talk about things like that. Like, I didn't foresee myself going that far into it. It was bothering me. I'm sorry. I got OCD sometimes. No, man, but it's nice to like sit there and see that we didn't have anything, and like just to look at like the production stuff and the lights and
the producer that's not here,
right? And like the cool ass hosts and but no, like everything, and just talking about like, okay, yeah, this is all dope that we have this, but how can we make it better?
Right.
And like that's what I like about it, is always progressing. So.
Right. And yeah, I mean we've gotten to a point to where I'm comfortable, and I really like the quality of our show and the quality of our content and things like that.
And apparently everybody else does too, so thank you.
Yes.
And we're going to keep giving it to you.
We're actually up to 209 subscribers right now. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we were like 5 subscribers away from 200. And we've, you know, passed that. We're at 209 as of like a half hour ago.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. The goal is still 1,000. Obviously, that's a long way away.
But we're going to get there.
But yeah, if we get to 250, I'm going to be stoked. If we get to 300, I'm going to be stoked.
We a fifth of the way there.
If we get to 210, I'm going to be stoked. You know,
just think how drunk a fifth can get you.
Damn, that's true.
And we a fifth of the way there.
Hey, I like that logic.
See, look
that's
at that.
What I'm talking about.
You like that?
That's that Sagittarius logic.
Shit, think positive.
That's that previous alcoholic logic, bro.
You like that?
Sorry, bro. I had to throw that out there.
You good? You good? A fifth would get me wasted.
Right. You mentioned...
I got to stop with this. I'm sorry, guys, but we showed you it. It's going down.
It's going down.
It's going down.
But you mentioned the Time magazine thing that I did.
I did,
I really think... Look, guys, we love you. And we appreciate that you... love
us?
Yeah, that you love us and believe some of the stuff that we say or post.
This is going to be a hard one for you to dig out of right now.
No, it's not.
The way that you're wording this?
Well, I posted a cover because, like, recently, so, like...
Adam's had a week off work.
Yeah. You had to get creative, man. I had to be somewhat productive, or I felt like the time off was worthless. So, Even though I still got paid for it.
Was there a pun intended on that?
Was there a pun in that?
Yeah. Time magazine, time off. Sorry, dude. I've been with my son all weekend.
Got that 5-year-old mindset.
I got those dad jokes.
I've been with my 2-year-old all weekend.
I got the dad jokes going on full blast.
But yeah, I made, like Joe Biden and maybe Kamala Harris. I don't remember if she was included or whatever, but they got because they got people of the year or persons of the year or whatever. And, I just decided to make a Time magazine cover that said
podcast of the year.
Yeah, podcast of the year. And I put so this is the detail I went into this. You ready? I found a blank Time magazine cover on Google, right? And then I edited it. I love that fucking phrase. Edited it.
Edited it.
Edited it.
Edited it.
Yeah, edited it. You edited it. I edited it. Yeah, I edited it. Edited it. Edited it. Edited it. That's a real phrase.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is what happens when Justin's not here. We go off the fucking rails. But no, I edited it to say podcast of the year, and I tried to mimic like the font and stuff. And I think I did okay with that. But
apparently you did do okay with that.
But yeah, and I put our logo on there. And then in the bottom, like usually they say something like, some type of quote or something like that. I put something along the lines of like the number one up and coming. Oh, I put the number one up and coming podcast in America.
Yeah.
And then I put something like that, something like they'll become one of your favorites immediately or something along those lines. And then who I put quoted, like whose quote it was. I Googled who the head editor of Time magazine was.
And made them quote it.
Yeah, I put their name. So that way, like, if anybody's like, who the fuck's this? They can look it up, and it's like the real editor of Time magazine. Gosh. But yeah, so there's a lot of people online, like especially on Facebook, where you can have like the different reactions. On our post, we had a couple wow reactions.
Well, not only that, because you tagged Time in it.
Yeah, I did.
You tagged Time in it.
I did it on Instagram,
I clicked on it.
too.
I saw it and I click on it and I go, oh shit, this is actually like Time's page. I was like, this ain't real. But he is legit, man. It made it look super legit.
It looks funny. Pretty good. I made it our story. I made a whole like sentimental caption.
I was
like, whoa, we have so much gratitude. I said like, thank you to the editors and the voters of Time magazine, and like shit like that. And like people were like wowing the post or like heart reacting. There was a couple people that laughed. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, they knew it was joking.
The reaction that we were looking for.
Yeah, and Steve, previous co-host Steve, commented on Instagram and said something like "big ups, homie" or something like with the strong arm and maybe like some championship like things. So I texted him. I was like, that's not real, right? And he's like, obviously. He just said, homies helping out homies. And I was like, my man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's like, I had to try to make it look legit.
That's hell yeah.
Appreciate you. But yeah, a lot of the wows and stuff like that came from people that, might like our page on Facebook and like support us and stuff, but don't actually like watch or anything. Which is fine and that's great and we appreciate you. But yeah, some people, it seemed like, took it seriously. I did it a couple weeks ago, too, with a tweet from New York Times. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Let me see if I can find it, because I forget exactly what it said. But I did the same thing to where I, made up a post and, photoshopped it together and stuff like that. Let me see here.
That shit is hilarious.
And actually with these new skills that I learned,
oh shoot,
we'd be able to slide these screenshots in for you guys. Hopefully, I only tried it once and I was like, "This is dope," and then just never tried it again. But I think we're good. Let me see, man. Oh, where is it? I have no idea.
He broke the internet.
It's Let me see.
Nice try.
I know. I'm a failure. I am a failure.
That's why you gotta save the things that you want.
I posted
in a special folder called want.
It must have been
or need
a lot longer ago than I thought. Wasn't it only a couple weeks ago? Because I sent it to you, didn't I?
Listen, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
I'm wondering.
We need to edit that.
I'm wondering if they
just stuttered at the end there on accident.
I'm wondering if they took the post down.
Probably
because it's not on Twitter or Instagram.
Because you copywrote that shit.
I definitely faked it, and it was not real.
Wonder how long the time's gonna last since you tagged them in it.
Right. No, the New York Times one, like legitimately, like it's not
on there.
Yeah, I don't see it anymore. Huh.
Interesting. But yes, those are Adam's new skills.
Yeah. Man, now I'm upset.
Now you just have to do it again.
Did I not post it? Because I know I made it. Man, this is going to frustrate me. Keep talking so I can keep looking.
Keep talking about anything that's coming into our head, right?
Yeah, anything.
Right, you got it. So our plant, we're trying to debate names.
We are.
So I'm going with Nemo.
Yeah, that's a terrible name.
Adam doesn't like Nemo, but I think it's cool because we found it. And
yeah, but we didn't find it. I've had it for a long time.
But when you got it, did you find it?
At Walmart, technically. I bought it.
So you found it, and then you held it captive.
I did. Oh, I found it. I found it.
And now you found the post. See, we're talking about finding things, and boom, I was trying to help you. I slid it over. Boom.
My thing is it's orange, and there's stripes, but it's not together like Nemo.
Well, guess what?
So
Plant's name's Nemo.
So we'll get this to slide over into the episode, but for those of you who are listening on audio, I basically photoshopped it to make it look legit as possible from the actual New York Times Twitter. And it says, this is when I was promoting, I wonder, wow, you just saw me, had a thought.
Light bulb.
Now I can't fucking talk because I'm so baffled. This was for the clip of the last 20 minutes of our one episode that we were just talking about aliens and space travel.
Oh, yeah.
8 minutes away from the sun and like...
8 minutes ago.
Yeah, 8 minutes ago. That was fucking wild. But that 20-minute clip has over 300 views on just that clip alone. And I'm wondering if it had to do with this because I put it out there. I said, this is from the New York Times. Said the last 20 minutes of episode 70 of the Average AF podcast has officially been ruled as, quote, the funniest 20 minutes in podcast history, end quote, by a randomly selected panel of over 5,000 Americans. This is quite the breakthrough for such a new podcast. And it shows like 536 likes, 43 retweets, 16 quoted tweets, and it has like the timestamp and everything like that and their logo.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but that clip definitely blew up.
Yeah, it did blow up. Thank you to that title.
Yeah. The title is definitely clickbait.
So Adam's going to school for marketing.
I'm trying.
And this is his.
It's fun, man.
This is how you do it.
It's fun to think of like creative ways to just, because like you got to think, on social media, I try to post at least once a day.
Yeah.
Usually I don't post too much on the weekends, but this weekend I just kind of came up with a lot of random shit and was posting quite a bit. But like you can only post, like screenshots of your new episodes so many times.
Yeah.
You can only post so many clips. You want to do it sparingly here and there. And then you have to start making graphics and just different like ways to catch people's attention. Because you don't want them to see the same type of thing
all the time.
The time, and they're just going to scroll right by.
I feel it.
So on occasion, you have to say you were nominated from Time Magazine as the podcast of the year.
Or New York Times.
Yeah, or the New York Times. And guess what? Those got a lot of engagement.
They did.
So
what's next? Surprise.
Yeah,
you'll find out.
Yeah, you're going to find out. Because I don't know yet, but you got to stay, kind of creative.
Even
somehow.
Adam stays on his toes.
You got to, man.
So I'll make you think.
Okay. Oh, no. All right. Wait, hold on. Before we get into your fucking crazy-ass question, is there anything else we want to talk about? Because I know you're going to just derail this whole fucking episode.
Oh, with this question?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I'm excited to ask this.
I just wanted to delay it.
I got you. Well,
right,
we gotta figure this out first and put definition behind things.
Okay. Oh, man. So this is a whole ordeal.
This can be a horrible.
Do we need a fucking notepad?
Not really.
We don't have a producer to go get us a notepad.
We're all right. We got this.
I can't remember anymore.
So, all right, you got like 3 groups, right?
Oh, no. Okay.
You got humans.
Yes.
And there's like animals, right?
Okay.
It'd be a different group.
Yeah, okay.
And then let's say there's like aliens.
Okay.
So
you're talking about like conscious beings.
Is that what they are? Like, but they wouldn't all be human beings, would they?
No.
No, because there's aliens.
Yeah, but they all have thoughts.
Okay, so we'll get into that. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Hold that.
Damn.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
So you got the aliens, the humans, and the animals, right?
Okay.
So you got 3 different groups.
I don't like where this is going.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So what defines a human from, let's say, an alien?
I don't know.
What differentiates them?
That they were, they're earthlings.
That they're earthlings?
Yeah.
So then what would differentiate a human and an animal?
Our opposable thumbs.
That would be it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, but monkeys have them, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it has something to do with like the size of our brain compared to other animals. We have like more compartments of the brain or something like that.
So is it just like the way that our body's made up, or would it be like human interaction, social skills?
Well, I mean, not necessarily maybe some social skills, but like a lot of other animals are like social beings. Like, they have to be in groups and there's hierarchies and there's communication and, rules and kind of things like that with other animals.
So it's tough to kind of differentiate, right?
Yeah. I'm wondering, is there any other animal that walks on its 2 legs? I think monkeys technically.
Kangaroo.
Okay.
You had to think about that one, but it's true they do.
I think monkeys, obviously they can, but I think they technically
Primarily
walk
on 4.
On 4, yeah.
Yeah. But, so my thing is, because I was watching Tarzan. There's always something where it comes from. So
You've been hanging out with your son.
I was. We were watching Tarzan.
Which Tarzan? The Brendan Fraser Tarzan?
No, I think it was one of the...
cartoons?
Yeah, it was a cartoon one. But it was Tarzan.
But it's not Brendan Fraser.
No, I like that one, though.
Brendan Fraser's super ripped?
Yeah.
Or was?
Yeah.
I think he got super fat.
I'm jealous.
Well, I think he's super
Not
fat
of getting
now.
super fat, but...
Well, that's where I am.
Being ripped.
He's basically somewhere in between me and you.
Way to describe it.
Yes.
But I was thinking of it like, okay, so I was watching Tarzan, thinking of last week's episode, talking about Survivor.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay.
And sometimes my mind just wanders, even at home, right?
Okay.
Like
okay.
I'm a normal human.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what if you were born, but then all of a sudden you were taken from like wherever you were born at? Let's say you were born somewhere in the freaking rainforest, right?
Okay.
You were on a freaking jungle trip.
Yeah.
You went into labor. You had your baby in the jungle. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Somehow you get lost in this jungle.
Baby gets stolen.
Baby gets stolen. Baby gets taken.
Okay.
Baby is in this jungle now. So baby has never seen anything but jungle.
Okay.
Grows up in this jungle. Like that is its habitat.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say it's 18 years old now.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like it finds a way out of the jungle. Like, would it be considered a human?
Yeah.
But how? Like it wouldn't have like the social
It
skills
has
that
a
we
human
have.
DNA.
But, yeah, but it has no human traits. Because think about it. If you were going to live in the wilderness...
You still have the brain, though. You still have the same brain, whether you use it or not.
Yeah, but let's say that you act completely like, I don't know, a freaking monkey. Because that's like what raised you. Think of it. Think of Jungle Book. Have you ever seen Jungle Book?
Yes, I love that movie.
So think of it like that.
It actually doesn't hold up, unfortunately. I tried to watch it recently with my daughter.
No?
Doesn't hold up.
Damn.
Yeah. Sometimes I turn on old shit and blame it on her, but it's really me wanting to watch it.
I feel you. That's the good thing about having kids.
Yes.
But if you think about it, like,
I don't know.
Would it be categorized as a human or an animal?
I mean, it's still
It's
definitely
horrible that
human.
we're trying to put a freaking label on a person
See,
right
a
now.
person. It's still a person.
It is, but they don't have anything like a person that was born and raised in with around other humans.
Okay, so let me pause it right here because Steve Bollinger, who we've had on often, hears our episodes, and we say some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And Steve is probably one of our most intelligent listeners. He says, hey, dumbasses, you were talking about this, or this is the reason why, or blah, blah, blah. So he's going to let us know on Patreon.
Yeah, but please.
But I think, shout out to Steve. But I think it has something to do with, your higher thought process. Because, multi-level, processing or something like that, to where animals, generally speaking, can only have, a reaction and then, sustain certain things. But then for us, we problem solve, which obviously some animals do too, but it's at a much smaller scale. But for instance...
do you feel like everybody can problem solve?
Way more than an animal can.
Anybody.
Yeah. Because, for instance, I think it was recently, within, I would say, the last, 10 years recent, to where something along the lines of, monkeys or lemurs or, some type of animal like that has finally started to use sticks as, tools, to get, ants. And I think what they do is,
Probably lemurs, because I feel like monkeys have already been able to do that.
Well, something like that, to where they grab the piece of wood and they put it into a termite nest or something, and the termites all get on it and then they eat or whatever. But they've recently, maybe it's a bird that started to do that. I don't know. Some animal just recently started to use tools, and that signifies problem solving, because they're I want that and I don't know how to get it. So they figured out how to do that. And I think unless you're a vegetable or very, very, very odd cases, very slim cases anyway, most people are able to put kind of two and two together, even at a very base level.
True, but you also have to understand some people it's going to take longer to do that.
Right, but that's not the point, because an animal can't do that for the most part.
But some can.
Right.
So how do you think that, because those animals couldn't before, right?
Yeah, but they're not, but my point is they're not going to do multi-level processing.
Right.
To where they're okay, well, this equals this, but then this is this.
So would you say that because a human can do multi-level processes, but do you think that humans are just born with that? Or do you think that's something that they are around, or that they learn from experience, or learn from just basic knowledge?
I think they would have, an advantage in that aspect, because, again, the way their brain is made up. Whether you use it or not, for example, our children, when they're 1 or 2 years old, they start to figure stuff out, and some of it is because they've seen us do it or whatever, but some of it is also them being curious and trying to figure shit out and stuff like that. And I feel problem solving capabilities, I think my 2-year-old would be able to figure stuff out a lot more than most animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's just because that's how our brain is. And because it's not necessarily that we're teaching her, like obviously we are to some extent, but, you know, but like other animals are being taught by their parents as well, but not.
So think of it that way, though. If you're just a lost child in this wilderness,
I knew it was
you're not going to have, you're not going to have those types of influences, though. Like, you're not going to have.
My point is, my 2-year-old's doing it without having those influences a little bit, too.
Without having those influences a little bit. So,
yeah,
you got to think about it. You've also jump-started her brain by kind of teaching her and giving her and feeding her a little bit of that knowledge and giving her that knowledge to make her curious on other things. So a lot of that can do from you encouraging her to do so, or you know, the mother encouraging to do so, and things of that nature. So I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with what we're around, what we see, and who encourage us to do so, and like kind of pushes us.
Look, man, I need you to stop coming with these questions.
Yeah, think about it though. Because I mean, I feel where you're coming from, and I think that yes, the human brain works the same way no matter what. But I think it's also limited in ways.
The problem is we are dumb. So me and you, I'm talking about not humans, but me and you.
But even a lot of smart people, I think, would be considered dumb because there's so much out there that can be learned.
But I'm saying there's an answer to this out there. The reason is because of this and this. We just haven't Googled it.
But I don't need any of that philosophical bullshit.
Well, that's what you
I need
just
two
presented.
Average dudes answering why we think Tarzan would be. But because if you think about it, like, again, yes, it's human, but it hasn't been around and seen what we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, think 18 years in a jungle and you come out, you probably don't even know English.
You definitely don't know English.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so what would you speak? Would you communicate like, because there, I don't know. Hey guys, this is the advertisement read.
I'm leaving that in.
Okay.
What's up, guys? A little break in action here.
I hate you.
From your regularly scheduled podcast to shout out our Patreon producers.
Holla.
And our small business sponsor.
Holla.
We normally start with our Patreon producers, so let's start with our small business.
Which is Brubaker Photography. Shout out to them for real. Find them on Facebook at Brubaker Photography 1. Yep. It's BRUBAKER Photography. Didn't feel like spelling that one, but you guys catch that one. But yes, make sure you like them, share them. Go ahead and get to their community page and tell all your friends about them as well. But definitely check them out. They've really got some great pictures on their Facebook page. Still doing the competition, or not the competitions, but they're still doing like comparisons and stuff.
Yeah, the phone versus camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
So definitely take a look at that. The wallpapers, they've got some nice pictures on there. It's just nice. It's nice and tranquil.
Yes. Oh, I like that word.
You like that
That's
one?
A nice
I like
one.
that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's nice and tranquil. So definitely check them out. Give them a like. Give them a share. And show them some love.
I will say, too, obviously they're our first ever sponsor, first and only so far. But I think they've been a sponsor for us for like 5 or 6 months now.
At least, yeah.
It's been a long time. They've definitely supported the show quite a bit. So anything you guys can do, again, that link is always in the description. Please, like Baker said, like, share, follow, all that kind of stuff. Interact with them. Let them know we sent you.
Absolutely.
And all that kind of stuff. And then a big shout out to all of our Patreon members, all of our listeners in general, and our Patreon producers. Again, going off the dome. Let me see if I remember these.
Get it.
We got Taylor, Tommy, Steve, Teach a Dummy Podcast, Joel, Barili, I'm slowing down, Sarah, and there's one more. Who am I missing? Nate. There we go. So thank you guys.
Good work.
Thank you to our Patreon producers. Again, what you guys kind of provide to us definitely helps the show go every week.
Absolutely.
Like we've said, I believe we've already gotten it to it at this point in the episode, but we have some plans for the future of the podcast.
We do.
And, every dollar helps for real, guys. So support your local podcast.
Yes.
Patreon.com/AverageAF podcast. Once again, that link's below. And then just the last thing, just a small reminder. Again, we do have more sponsorship opportunities available. Those are also through the Patreon. So for that, you get access to every piece of bonus content ever. And at this point, we are well over 100 pieces of bonus content on the Patreon.
Yes.
For as little as $2 a month. That's $24 a year. That's really not much.
Nope.
Obviously, it's the pandemic, so I understand if money's tight. But if you're not able to support that way, we completely understand. But what we would ask is that you share the podcast with a friend, a family member, something like that. Like and subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff.
Nothing better than a podcast during the pandemic.
Yes. There's definitely a ton of content, and all of our patrons will confirm that,
it's worth it.
There's plenty on there for you to enjoy. But yeah, thank you guys. This is a long ad read. Sorry about that. Back to the action.
Because like when you grow up in I'm thinking about it like this. So let's say you grow up in Brazil.
Okay.
Right? Your primary language is going to be Spanish, right?
I think Portuguese.
Or Portuguese. If you live in freaking Spain.
Okay.
your main...
Let's make it easy on you.
Your main language is going to be Spanish, right?
Right.
Is it because you were like growing up to that and you've like adapted to that?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so let's say that you live in a freaking jungle.
Yeah, you would speak monkey.
Would you? So you would fully understand. Would you understand monkey?
If monkeys taught you.
Holy shit.
You're not going to just like...
Have you ever thought of it that way?
Yeah. Because there's...
What if birds?
Well, there's a real case, man, of wolves. Of like this girl living with wolves for like 20 years or some shit. And then coming back to society. And like
I wouldn't want to.
Dude...
I wouldn't want to come back to society, though. Would you?
Well, she didn't know what she was coming back to. Like, she got found or something like that. I got to find it. Keep talking.
Well, I think I believe that. I got a question after we find this, too.
Okay,
just
so...
let me into it.
Yeah, it's called the feral child. Let me see.
So, like a syndrome, or is that just what they called her?
I think that's what they called her.
See, we over here talking about like what ifs and all that shit, and I guarantee this is exactly like the same scenario.
Oksana Malaya was an 8-year-old Ukrainian girl who lived with Black Russian Terriers for 6 years. She was found in a kennel with dogs. Let me find this.
But I feel like she wasn't born and raised.
Well, if she's 8 and she was with them for 6 years...
Oh, I didn't know she was 8.
Yeah. Well, I said she was 8, bruh.
I didn't hear you.
Bruh.
Let
me see if I can find it.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, it's wild. Here we go. Ukrainian woman internationally known for her dog imitating behavior. Yeah, she was in headlines as a feral child, quote, raised by dogs. Let me...
See, I think dogs or even like any type of monkey, like gorilla, monkey, ape, whatever.
Yeah.
Those would be the best two to get raised by.
She was a normal child at birth, but later was neglected by her alcoholic parents at the age of 3, and she lived surrounded by dogs. Oh. No, this isn't what I was talking about.
See, that's something different.
Yeah, no, there's an actual, like, woman that, like, lived with wolves, like, legitimately. I don't know. I can't find it.
See, but I think it would be different if you were born and raised and that was the only thing that you've seen.
Right.
But I think if that were to happen to you, what group would you want to be picked up by?
Like what animal?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go monkeys, man, because like living the Tarzan life would be the best life for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say monkeys too. I don't know. I was kind of leaning towards more of like either a cat or a dog, but they're way too vicious, and I wouldn't be able to do like the hunting shit.
Right. Yeah, monkeys just eat like fruit and shit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them, usually all in the packs. But I think the best ones would be like monkey, or like you were talking about wolves.
Yeah.
Or even like a tiger or something, like cat-like.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't. Like you said, like I wouldn't be able to hunt.
Hell no.
And I think with the way those animals work, like the lions and tigers and all that, like if you can't benefit the herd, like you're out.
Yeah, true.
Or they'll like eat you or some shit.
True. I think monkeys would be the most similar to human beings.
Yeah, some type of monkeys, like like you would definitely be an outcast because
hell yeah,
you'd be like the bald monkey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you wouldn't be able to like climb trees and shit the way they do. Like you might be able to eventually, but like, you know,
there's some packs in the. Is it packs of monkeys?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Packs of monkeys. So we're just gonna go with that. But it was like one of those National Geographic things that they had on. God, what was it on Disney Plus or something like that? And it was monkeys and the Aztecs.
Okay.
So it was pretty dope, dude, because they were like trying to like fight amongst like a different breed of monkeys. And like one of the baby monkeys pretty much got like abandoned. And one of the other like primary leaders of the group of that same breed of monkeys like came and actually like figured out, oh God, like his family's not coming back, and like took him in as his own and like made it better and everything for him. So I was like, dude, that's pretty dope. Like that's actually like really family oriented and like
there's
care for one another.
There's cases of that with like Native Americans too. Like they'll go in and like rape and like pillage the town, but like they'll keep like the young kids and they'll, you know, raise them as their own children. Like they're not like sometimes like they're like slaves or whatever, but a lot of times they like keep them as like their own children. Oh,
this was like, you know, I'm not talking about the enemy coming back and taking the young.
Well, no,
like groups of the same team taking the young of like, yeah.
Oh, I thought
yours is vicious.
I thought you meant
like kidnapping.
I thought you meant like the different species of monkey.
Like if me and you were fighting together and like like I got beat up and they took me or something. So like you would take care of Caden.
Well, I know like monkeys though, like if that were to happen and there was another like baby, you know, chimp and like an orangutan found him, sometimes they will take him in as their own too.
See, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
But yeah, to your question though, I have no idea what separates us.
That's the thing, like me neither.
Because it's not language, because like there are
multiple languages.
Communications, in different languages that, you know, animals do, and a lot of it's like body language, but some, you know, like birds have their own kind of
like mating dances and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it is like once you kind of start thinking about that, it's just like a word that differentiates us, alien, human, animal.
I don't know. Well, because, we're all mammals, so like, we're all in the same group.
Now, aliens, I understand because it's really hard to, like, you know, so we can put that one to the side. Yeah. But, like, animals and humans, like, it's really, I mean, the way our bodies are definitely made up, bone structure and things like that can differentiate us. But other than that, like, to your point, communication, family,
I mean,
loving, care. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of similar traits. I don't know what would differentiate us other than like overall IQ, but you know, at the same time,
there's
like
some smart ass animals though.
Well, there's some type of, I don't know if it's Dr. Seuss or like, you know, who it is.
Shout out to you, Dr. Seuss.
But
childhood hero.
It could even be like, you know, a musician. I don't even know. But somebody said like, you can't judge like a fish, you know, out of water or something like that. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't remember the quote exactly, but it's something like, you know, you can't take a fish out of the water and judge it on its performance because that's not where it thrives at. So, you know, monkeys and stuff potentially could be smarter than us. I'm sure they are in certain aspects. on how to do certain things. But yeah, I don't know how you would differentiate
humans and animals.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
Because I'm thinking like thumbs. I'm thinking, what's it called? Bipodal? Bipedal? I don't know. Where you're on 2 feet. Bimodal?
Bipedal.
Bipedal? Is that right? It's probably not right. Steve will correct us.
It is right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I was right first.
I guarantee it's right.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, shit.
I'm 90% sure.
I feel like you hesitated on the 90 and then
I swear when I read something earlier to like...
Bipedal.
Yeah, because I was trying to even like search up the human definition, like definition of human. And
did that come up?
Yeah, but it's just weird how they describe it. It's like, okay, a person that stands up
on its back 2 legs or something like that.
But to your point, like there's animals that do that. And
well,
technically, look at it this way: a flamingo.
Okay, yeah. What about them?
How's it stand?
Yeah, but they don't have 4 legs.
But that doesn't mean shit. We're talking about standing on your back hind legs. Am I correct?
Well,
hey, let's go back to what you said.
Well,
Bipedal.
There's no back.
Standing on hind legs.
I guess.
Booyah. They got their flappers as their arms, and they got their big-ass legs as their bipedal shit that they're standing on.
Well, so there's something along the lines like...
flamingo.
Where you differ, you know how like when you're looking up like the evolution of like man or whatever, and there's like the different stages and things like that.
Yeah.
There's like the only one that we all know is Homo erectus, just because it's funny. And then I think we're Homo sapiens.
We are Homo sapiens.
But yeah, we all know that one just because it's funny. But they said something about like where you distinguish like one from the other is when your arm length is like 70% of your leg length or something along those lines.
For you to be a Homo sapien?
Yeah, something like that. To where like maybe it was under 50% or something. I don't remember. But there's something with like the length of your arms compared to maybe your whole body or your waist. I don't remember.
I wonder who the hell just sat down and said, you know what? This is how the human body works. This is how the hell a human is going to be defined in its different stages.
So I don't know if people just like sat down and was like, I have this question. I'm going to define it. I think it was like years and years and decades of research and smart ass scientists.
And just like passing it down and down and down and
they
down.
They just like
people.
Started to find things back and forth, and then they like come slowly to a conclusion of like, okay, well, these seem to be the common traits.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's not just like, 2 idiots sitting in a room doing a podcast trying to figure out the
Wouldn't
name of something.
Wouldn't that be dope though, dude? We'd be like, we could make a book. Publish it in time.
Okay, so that is one thing I will put my foot down on.
We ain't doing a book.
We should never do a book.
We should do a book.
I can barely read, first of all.
So what? All we need to do is talk about it, write our thoughts down, and Justin can type that shit.
I don't trust Justin with the language.
Me neither, but...
Justin speaks monkey language. No. Love you, Justin. Miss you, please come back.
No, but I think that'd be cool. But if it's so weird thinking about, first off, the human body in general. But to your point, like the evolution and stages and stuff like that, like I just don't get it. Like, how the hell did somebody just sit there and put a label on that shit and everybody was like, all right, let's go with that.
Right.
You're good. Homo sapien, put it down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think people just like were like, well, this is what it is. I think there was a lot of research and stuff. And there was probably like 100-page paper defining everything and why and stuff.
But think about the name, though. Like, names that people come up with. Like Homo sapien.
Yeah, the nomenclature.
Just stuff like that. Because, like, okay, the biggest thing I can think of is fossils. Like dinosaur fossils.
Right.
People find so many different dinosaur fossils of, like, unknown species. And if it's unknown and there's no name to it, you get to name it, right?
Right.
That shit would be cool.
Right. So why are you picking Brontosaurus, like
Right.
or like
Right.
Tyrannosaurus.
Okay, that one's cool though.
Yeah, but like
Or
they didn't.
Velociraptor.
Yeah, but like they didn't go by that millions of years ago.
Yeah.
We made that.
But what do you think they went by?
Probably George and Phil and fucking
Do you think
Sarah.
do you think they like knew each other's names, like actually had names? Dude, think about
do
this.
animals have names?
Dude, hell yeah, mine does.
Well, right, but like,
I named my fish.
so maybe that's the distinction of humans and animals. We name
But
shit.
we don't know
we
that shit.
name
Do
shit.
animals name shit?
I don't know, but I don't think so. I've never heard them.
I can't stand you right
So,
now. Me neither.
That's
So think about it this way. Okay, God, this just got me into another question. So
this is
obviously,
all bad.
obviously, when dinosaurs existed, we weren't around, right?
Debatable. But yeah, you're correct.
I was about to say, no, we weren't, right? And then that shit got
Well,
boom.
so they think the theory may or may not be real. Our bacteria was on a comet and it survived the atmosphere, and that same comet is what destroyed the dinosaurs. But that's why we started to evolve and stuff.
Because of a damn bacteria on a comet.
Yeah, we had to evolve from something.
Okay, so
we're aliens. We don't even belong here.
but think of it this way: do you think humans are gonna exist forever?
no, we're too dumb.
Okay,
We barely made it through 2020.
all right.
What are you
Well,
talking about?
2020 was rough, Adam.
I mean, kinda.
2020 sucks.
I mean,
In general.
comparatively, but
But think of it this way, okay?
think if you're the child in the rainforest and you had to deal with this, you're fine.
If you're living as a child in the rainforest, 2020, this whole pandemic ain't shit.
exactly.
You living with anacondas
That's
and
my point.
bears and
That's my
vultures
point, bro.
and
That's my
dinosaurs,
point.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, basically.
But think of it this way, all right? So you got your dinosaurs. They
Yep.
ruled the world, right?
Okay.
They was in charge. Boom, get wiped out. Humans come into play,
Okay.
right? When we die off, who's going to run the world?
Hopefully, the world is definitely going to thrive after we die.
I don't
Or-
think so. It's going to survive.
That's
I'm just joking. I know. But why do you think it is?
so. Well, let's figure this out. Do you think this is a good question? I'm patting myself on the back right here. This is a good question. Do you think humans are going to kill like we are going to kill ourselves off the planet, or do you think we're going to kill the planet and die with it?
So I think something completely different.
Oh no.
I think technology.
Okay. So
Is gonna-
technology kills us basically.
Yeah, because I think technology is going to put us out of jobs,
Right.
which is therefore going to raise up the unemployment,
Mm-hmm.
which is then going to raise up the crime rate, which is then going to raise up the murder rate,
Mm-hmm.
and then purge.
Sweet.
Yep,
That's what we live for.
2050.
Purge 2050, calling it here.
But on some real shit, dude, I really think technology is going to take over a lot of what we do.
Oh, it definitely is. And the shitty thing is, like, you know, I was having this debate with somebody about, like, you know, using, like, robotics in place of, like, people.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, their argument is, like, you know, everybody always says, well, you're going to lose jobs if you do that and things like that, which is, I agree. But then people's rebuttal is like, well, you're going to need people to build the robots and, like, fix the robots. And I'm like, kind of. But, like, one person is going to be able to fix and, you know, do all that to, like, 8 robots,
But think about
which are
it.
taking hundreds of jobs.
You're going to have machines doing that shit, right?
Right.
Essentially, machines can all be, like, done by a fucking computer.
Right.
So you could essentially have 5 machines all ran by one person.
Right.
You have any maintenance issues, you have a freaking robot
Right.
that can probably go out there and fix
Right.
it. Or you probably just have to fix a code in the computer or something.
Right. Oh, I'm saying, I think we're on the same page.
Yeah,
Like,
technology is definitely going to take over.
yeah, you're gonna create jobs with that technology, but you're gonna create way less jobs than you're taking away.
And in order to get those jobs, you're going to have a much more higher like IQ and much more
Right.
higher broadened skill set.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely think that God, dude, wouldn't that be crazy though?
Well,
Go from dinosaurs to humans to fucking
that's the way we're
robots?
going, man. That's the way we're going. Have you heard of Neuralink?
No.
Definitely look it up. Our listeners and stuff should definitely look it up too. This is something that I think Elon is working on. Elon Musk, obviously, because there's no other Elon. But it's a little device that basically plugs into your brain and like fixes stuff. And like
I'd be scared with that shit.
Well, right. But like they're like currently testing it on like other like I think rats and things like that. And like, fixing basically, like mental illnesses and things like that.
Would you hop aboard that?
Not for a while. But the reason that Elon thinks this is going to take over is because right now, like, we're just addicted to so much technology, and we would be addicted. We would intake more and more technology if we could.
Yeah.
But right now, the speed that we're processing the technology is kind of slow because we're using our brain.
True.
So,
and I think it's going to be, if it happens, a long ass time away from now.
Not the way Elon's talking.
But listen, look how many things can interfere with technology.
Yeah.
You got like EMPs and shit like that.
Yeah.
So let's say that you want to run this big ass, like, let's say our podcast is this huge ass corporation, right?
It is.
We're trying to run this huge corporation.
Yeah.
And it's all ran off this technology. Mm-hmm. Boom, somebody hits us with
this
an EMP.
technology, Apple iPhone.
But somebody hits us
Sponsor us.
Somebody hits us with an EMP.
Right.
That shit done.
Right.
Gone.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure they're going to be able to find a way around that. But like
like anti-EMPs?
Yeah, the thing is, like, what Elon was saying, like, we are craving more information just as humans, and technology is giving us that opportunity. But the difficulty right now, which it's, milliseconds and stuff, is we have to look something up on the phone and then read it and then process it. And there's like a slight delay there he said, in the broadband of how quick we're receiving the information. Soon, we're going to be able to be plugged into the internet, and we're just going to have the internet up here. And we're going to, at that point, we're going to know most things because we're going to have a thought of, well, how many, like, what's Elon Musk's worth? And it immediately says $8.2 billion or whatever. Like,
see, but I think that would be so hard to fact check.
Well, there's no fact checking if we're all included in it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you search something up like that, you're going to get multiple websites, right?
Well,
so when I look through stuff like that, I'm checking, okay, like website to see which website I feel is like legit.
Right.
What if?
But the way to do that in your brain will take 2 seconds instead of 2 minutes.
That's so weird to think about that,
right.
Though. I couldn't do it. Because then think about it.
Either.
Because if this shit's already tracking what we do and what we say and all that stuff,
right?
Think if they actually put that into your head. Now they got what you're thinking.
That's the worry.
Like, they got what you're saying out loud, what you're thinking, what you're hearing. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you hear some shit that you're not supposed
emotions.
To hear, shit,
yeah. That's
ain't happening.
That's the worry.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
do it.
AI is crazy.
Crazy AF.
Anything else you want to talk about on those topics? I got one more thing.
Bro, my mind is blown right now,
yeah.
So I think I'm good.
Well, this last thing is very easy to comprehend.
Thank you, because...
Yeah, which is why I wanted to do it before this conversation.
Hey, you had the opportunity when you asked me if there was anything to go, because you knew this was going to happen. This shit happened like 35 minutes ago.
Right.
You knew it was going to happen.
We just went on a fucking epic rampage.
I love it.
But did you know either yesterday or the day before, I don't remember which, this is a completely different topic. So, the Columbus Crew won the MLS Cup.
To tell you the truth, I literally just saw something on Facebook about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I didn't
crazy?
research it, but I didn't even know that that shit was still going on right now.
Me either.
Like,
Either,
I
but
love soccer. I do, but
right.
I don't follow that. I don't follow sports.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
I know we can't have any conversations about
I know.
sports.
You hate that, don't
It's
you?
upsetting.
But that is dope, though.
Steve, come back. No.
Shout out to Columbus crew, man.
Right.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, which obviously most of you do, but we are in Ohio. Columbus is about an hour away.
Yes.
Actually, that is one thing I did for my birthday. My birthday was Friday, but Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday night, me and Jerry went out to eat in Columbus.
Okay.
We went to, like, I think it was called Firebirds or something. And it was really good. It was like a steakhouse. But the best part of it, we ordered an appetizer, and it was, you don't like seafood, do you?
I like crab.
Okay. Well, it was lobster and spinach queso. And it was so good.
See, I've never tried lobster.
Oh, my God. It was like the best.
I would try it, but I've never tried it.
The meal was fine, and it was pretty good. Not like too expensive or anything. You know, no complaints about the meal, you know. But the fucking appetizer, we were both like, that's what I'm going to remember.
That's what I want.
Yeah. It was fucking good.
Dude, I think next time I go to Red Lobster, I'm going to ask them if I can get a sample of lobster. Because I want to try it, but I don't want to sit there and spend like $30 freaking
Right.
for a damn lobster.
Right.
And then be like, oh, this shit's gross.
Right.
Like,
Well, yeah, we were looking at it because it was a steakhouse and like seafood and stuff. And there was a 7-ounce lobster tail for like $24.
yeah. See?
And I was like, that's like $3 an ounce.
Yeah.
Like,
This shit's
that's
expensive.
crazy.
Dude, when me and my daughter, like, I think me and her alone just spent $50 at Red Lobster.
Right.
Just me and her. And we both got the same thing, a freaking pound of crab legs.
Right.
That
Dude,
shit's like 25 a pop.
I think like a 7-ounce lobster tail is literally probably like maybe 3 or 4 bites, something like that. Maybe a little more. I don't remember, but like
And
no
it
more
really
than like
doesn't-
5 or 6.
Like the crab, like I love crab, but it really doesn't fill you up.
No.
Like at all.
I like crab, but it's not worth it to me.
No.
It's not worth all that work.
And then crab ragoon, I've tried that. I don't like it.
I love it.
I don't.
Okay,
It's too cream cheesy.
Well, you're fired.
Bye.
Deuces. But no, like I love seafood, man. Anyway, yeah, MLS Cup. my point though was that's a fucking basically a world championship. Obviously, it's just in America, and like Canada, but that's a world championship that nobody knew about.
Yeah.
Like
Thank you,
I've seen
fucking
maybe
Corona.
1 or 2 posts about it this whole weekend.
Yeah. And that's the thing that sucks. Like, I know I'm out of the news. 'cause I
And
don't even
we're
watch that
in the
shit.
state that won it.
Yeah. That's the bad thing. Because there's so much other dumb shit going on right now.
But
And people are focused
yeah.
on all the damn negatives, I feel
right,
like.
especially with the election and
Election, Corona, like all the closings and states going in different, or counties going in different levels and shit
Right.
like that. Like, dude, that's why I tell Danielle all the time, like, fuck the negatives, bro.
right.
Like, there's no way to enjoy life when all you're doing is focusing on the negatives. I said, focus on the positives.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, man, like, the whole world is just focusing on all these damn negatives.
That's one of my pet peeves, man. And I think that's one thing that me and you like bonded over originally was like, why even bother thinking about that shit? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it sucks, but you got to move on and you got to learn from it.
Yeah.
There's something that said, you know, either you win or you learn. And I love that.
That's what's up. I like that too.
Because there's no such thing as a total loss. You usually
Learn from
learn
that shit.
something, at least.
That's why I love failure.
Failure. I don't believe in failure. There's no such thing.
If it happens, I'm learning.
There's just less progress. That's all
like
it is.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wordage.
You're always going forward, whether it's 5 steps or a quarter of a step.
Yep.
It's always forward, no matter what.
All right.
And that's how we do this podcast.
You damn right. Hell yeah.
Anyway, that was episode 73. We went on a wild ride with Baker's Thoughts.
Thank you,
happens.
Tarzan.
Yeah, it happens. This is what happens when you sit down and watch Disney.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
But yeah, thank you for checking out this episode. Beanies are available. We don't have too many left though, so please, please, please order them now.
Get it.
I've been hand delivering them to everybody all around town just cause. But if you are not local, we will ship them to you too.
Absolutely.
Just hit the link in the description below. I believe it's going to be right at the very top, so you can see it. very easily. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Check out that supercut video.
Please.
That's going to be probably the video on YouTube before this. But that shit's hilarious.
Yes.
And that gives you a little kind of peek into what our bonus episodes are like.
Or before the scenes.
Yeah, and it's just wild. No, all of those clips are
during the
are
episodes?
during the actual
Okay, perfect.
episodes. Yeah. But yeah, on Patreon, we release a new bonus episode every week. We do some behind the scenes pictures, videos. They got that supercut video a day before everybody else. All that kind of stuff. We do guest reveals. We got an exciting guest coming on in 2 weeks.
Oh, shoot. Be prepared.
Yeah, not saying who that is quite yet, but it's going to be fun to end the year with this person.
Yep.
But yeah, like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Patreon.com/AverageAF podcast. Buy a beanie. Buy merch. Support all of us. Give me all your money. I'm sorry.
Keep going. I love it.
No, I don't. I hate plugging stuff, man. Like, I will plug our Instagram and our Facebook and our Twitter all day.
Plug the podcast.
Because that's free. Yeah, YouTube, liking and subscribing is free. But I feel bad for plugging the Patreon and merch all the time. But we put in a lot of work to this show. So your couple bucks a month definitely helps us out.
So show your love in other ways as well.
Yes.
Get it.
We appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Until next week. Peace.